Hello everybody and welcome back to WoW Mods, and this time around we're taking a look at, of course, the Stromgarde mod. Now I know that I've actually done this several times, but this is it. This is the final version of this particular patch. Things have there's been some detail that's been brought into it, but let's go ahead and go through the mod before I also announce. Actually, I'll announce it right now so that you stay on the video. I am releasing this mod, and you will find the link of where to download it in the description down below. And hopefully it'll be the first of the mods that I release. So you will be getting exactly this version of the mod when you download it. I'm not responsible for you getting banned if you use it on official servers or if you get caught on private servers using it. You should be able to use it on private servers and at least get to go around and have a look-see on your own, but you won't have any of the NPCs which I have added. Because the NPCs, everything is server side. So, you know, Innkeeper Lothar is not going to be here when you're playing the game, nor it's lagging a bit now that I'm noticing it. Yeah, or Bartender Wentel or any of the NPCs that are presently occupying any of the buildings, you won't find that. So that's some of the details that I've added into my working server, as well as custom patrol routes and whatnot. We've got mount horses, which you of course can mount and just parade around a bit in them in the city. I'm just gonna go ahead and drop out of this guy right now. Oh, how do I'm gonna turn the interface back on. Get out, exactly, and just turn it back off so we're not distracted too much. We're going to go into the town center. The jitteriness that existed in the buildings, that's something that I've taken care of. Here you'll have some NPCs like Captain Niles. You'll have a special Stormwind Envoy, Lordaeron Envoy, some Stormwind Defenders, and then you have Grand Marshal Thoros Valorcall, which is the commander of Stromgarde, and he's a very high-level guard NPC, so to speak. So if you ever get raided, if this town ever gets raided by the Horde, he should be able to take them. You've got, of course, some merchants occupying some of their spaces. Here that we're coming to the barn, which has been converted into an sort of like banking area. You have an auctioneer. These are the same auctioneers that exist in Stormwind as well. They're not popping up because there seems to be some sort of weird lag going on. You've got the bankers here, of course, which is just from Stormwind. I could make my own, but I was a little bit lazy. And we have the spots, of course, where you can go and access your guild vaults. Aside from that, there's touches, tiny little details that I've been working on. Tiny little like reworks that you have, for example, like this little backyard. You don't really have access to it unless you were to like climb here, I guess, and jump on this box and then jump here, and boom, here you go. You have access to some sort of tiny little backyard area that's not very relevant at all. But I wanted to add like little details like that because I know that if anyone is going to use this mod, it's going to be role-playing servers, and having those little back alleys and nooks for role-playing is important for players. So we have here some house. There's probably going to be some more merchants in there. I haven't bothered to go in there and do that. There's going to be an alchemist, I guess, in this one. Here we can actually see some of the Stromgarde troll hunters training, and as you can see, the dummies that they're training are, you know, covered with troll masks that they've found. And this is the small barracks, obviously. So we have, I believe that somewhere in here I might put a warrior trainer, either at this end or at this end. And this is the back alley, of course, and you can see some more details have gone into this. And the back alley itself has changed. Now we have the clothing lines, we have all that. We don't have any of the merchants, but I do want to have a merchant here, either for poisons or potentially a rogue trainer. That's something that we're going to have to that I'll figure out a bit. These are things that aren't included in the patch, so remember, if you do install that, that doesn't mean you're going to get new vendors. It means that you're going to get the entire geography of it, you're going to get the doors, the banners, the houses, the layout, everything that's the hard work of it, but you won't be getting the NPC. Over here we've got the Griffin Roost. I thought it wasn't like very obvious that this was meant to be a flight path, so I took some inspiration out of the Stormwind one, put one roosting down below, and up top you have where you would have the ultimate NPC. We have the guards patrolling here, of course. The horses the stables that you can just walk up and ride the horses. And as we move forward, we're going to go into some of the additional detail. I fixed this area here. It didn't used to be like this. I think it was in fact sort of a little reverse. Changed it. I like it a lot better. There's a new texture for these verandas that has been put into place. I think it looks much better than the old ones that were before. When we come into the church, of course, you'll find it now. It is properly sort of like adorned and has attendees. Leading, of course, is Galen Trollbane with some other individuals flanking him. I probably will make more custom NPCs as time goes on my server, but for the time being, I think that is just fine. When we come in here to the back, I changed some of the trees and I added some of the regional tree here with a nice standard. We have some caretakers, of course, coming in, some candles, some different work. There's, of course, a new guide a new caretaker who's sort of doing the rounds of the cemetery. So that's really, really good. The little details have sort of like popped up everywhere. We have, bushes, candles, and whatnot. It's looking a lot more finalized than when it was, and definitely a lot more than what it is if you switch back without the patch. So having said that, I think I'm really happy with the way the patch it looks like now. It's one portion of the city seems to be, if not thriving, under direct reconstruction, so that's going to be good. It's a sort of nice halfway point between this and what is supposed to happen in BFA, which is the city gets rebuilt, but I don't really like the way that they've done it. It just looks like an outpost type of scenario. This way it does have like that character, and it makes you, for people at least who are interested in role-playing and who want to retake the city, so to speak, that you can potentially do that, because you have areas like this which are recovered, or areas like that are recovered as well. So I'm just going to go ahead here. Maybe that'll be the screenshot. But yeah, so when you have things like this, you can ultimately see how you would think, okay, well, what would I want if I restored this bit, or what would I want if I restored this bit as well of the city, and potentially what could you do with the keep. The keep is strictly, I have some ideas, and I might actually get into the business of restoring the whole city, if only for sort of like morbid curiosity. But it's been pretty good. I can't really complain too much about it. I'm happy where things are currently. So having said that, you'll receive once you download the file, what you'll have is it'll be in a patch format, and it'll be probably named patch-x or something. You'll have to go into your folder structure and into your data folder of your WoW game. First and foremost, this is Wrath of the Lich King, last version of the game. Okay, this will not work in any other version of the game. So if you don't have that and you still put it in and you expect it to work, it's not going to work. It's going to crash your game. So having said that, let's get that out. First of all, Wrath of the Lich King, last version of Wrath of the Lich King. It's the only version of the game that this will work in. Second of all, you're going to have to place the file in your data folder, and you're going to have to look and see how many patch/number .mpq you have, because ultimately that's what you're going to have to rename it. So if the last, for example, if you don't have any additional files, it should be patch slash dash 4.mpq, but you never know. So you're going to get it in a certain way. You can ask me questions down in the comment section. Please feel free to ask me how to install it if things are not clear in the comment section. But before that, make sure that you try and test it out for yourselves and that you're installing it in the right version of the game. So I really don't have anything else to say regarding this. I think I've shown you pretty much everything I needed to show you. And until next week, everybody. I know it's been a bit of a wait, but it was my birthday not long ago, so I slacked off a bit. And I was busy going out, eating, drinking, having fun, and reminding myself of why we do things in life, and that's out of sheer enjoyment. So until then, everybody, take it easy, and I will see you all next week.